That's the thing, is that everybody wants you to fucking be with that 5-minute bullshit. They're like, yo, look, it's
Right.
back up. You're missing it. But traders are gonna look for that
Well,
confirmation. They're gonna be like, yo, look, I see that it's up there, but I'd rather go in at 100K, low 100K, and have confirmation than to come in at where we at and get wrecked.
you know, so like every once in a while, like Kajuzi comes in here and he's just like, I'm just socking it away. And I can respect that in terms of like, you know what? He doesn't look at the dollar price. He's just like, yo, I'm just stocking it away for the future. It's a good savings mechanism. But I hate these motherfuckers who post online and they're like, yo, look, we're going back up to 100K. It's like, okay, you can't tell me that you're a low time preference person who's looking to the longer future.
No,
You know, like these
they
people,
hypocrites.
these
They
motherfuckers will
hypocritical.
try to sell themselves. They're like, you got to think long term, and then they get excited about like, oh, it's no longer 91K, it's 96.
It's a
I'm like, you're a
hypocritical
fucking
mindset,
liar.
bro. It's a hypocritical mindset. You're 100% right. People are gonna constantly do that to everybody, especially. See, my problem is with Kajuji is that you're not doing the research. You're lazy and you feel like you did the research. So that's really the problem. Like Kajuji has an opportunity right now, but between his work, his job, his kids, and everything, like he doesn't have time to really be studying Bitcoin. So he comes over here and he builds off of narratives. So that's something that he has to be careful about, because if Bitcoin goes to 26K, or even if it goes to 32K, you're missing huge opportunities because you just lost 80% of your damn value where you could have put back to work and had 80% more Bitcoin. So that's one thing. And then with the other people, what you were discussing about, it's a 1,000% true, my guy. Like people who are uneducated within the markets, they're going to play that game, and they play on your FOMO. That's why that post always comes out when it goes up $2,000. That post, you'll always see that post. Oh, Bitcoin's back here. It's back here. It's an uneducated post because it builds on FOMO.
You're right, and it's no different than back in the day where like people used to be like, oh, it's up $200. It's like it's just we've hit a new level, and now they're all like, oh, it's up $2,000.
Yep.
Eventually, we'll get to the point where they're like, oh, look, it's up $20,000.
What it is the mindset of that melt up, that everybody thinks that is just going to slow tick up, but everybody looks at it differently. Especially, this is what the beautiful part about Bitcoin is that it is a truly decentralized mechanism. So it is pure emotion. When people are in profit, they take profits. When people are losing profits, they stop that. Like it's an emotional asset. It's not built on foundation. It's not built on earnings. It's not built on future projections or what it's going to do later on. It's literally built on who the fuck is going to buy it right now.
You're right. Yeah, because it is not the foundational asset as of right now.
So as a trader, you have to not lie to yourself, you know what I'm saying, and immediately say that this is an emotional asset and that people are emotionally attached to this asset so that you trade it that way. Because there's no fundamentals in the stock market, we would trade based off of fundamentals.
Yeah, there is no fundamentals to the stock market.
Well, there isn't. There's a lot of mechanisms like them stopping the clock after 4:30, and shit that Bitcoiners go 24 hours, and holidays and all type. These are all
Right.
mechanisms that work in their favor. They know when to drop the news. They know when to do things. They know when to pull the plug before the market closes. So it does. It's its own
Well, and
realm
not only that,
of.
the stock market, man, it could be like 3 o'clock, and they're like, oh shit, you know what? We need to stop trading for the next half hour,
Mm-hmm.
and they can do that. They do that.
Oh, they do that multiple times, especially
Yeah.
when because what happens in on the
'Cause
background when something like that happens is that the market maker winds up not being able to close all his tickets when the news come, and he starts getting spanked, and he gets spanked so bad
Right.
that he calls the exchanges like, "Yo, I lost like $3 fucking $100 million. You better stop this shit."
Yeah, he's like, and I'm going on like NBC in 5 minutes. Like,
Yep. So it's a lot that goes into this, and that's what I'm
yeah,
trying to break down. But I can only break it down to people who are willing to want to understand it. Like when I come into this chat room, and it's like all our friends that we currently hang out with, they don't want to. They're secured already with believing that this is an inevitable situation. And I'm in the camp of that the people are talking right now because it's such an emotional asset. If Bitcoin back in the days, OGs like me and everybody else used to always fucking say, yo, the day that we break out in war is the day that Bitcoin should go parabolic. And what's been happening? We're breaking out in war. We're breaking out in chaos. Fucking banks is going down. Silver's running up. It's just pure chaos right now all over the fucking world, and Bitcoin's going down. That's because people do not deem it as a safe haven. They deem it as a risk asset.
Right. And that's why all the money's going to like gold and silver right now, because it has a history, it has a legacy.
Now, let's break that down further. Who pumped the price up to where it's at? ETF. So this is Wall Street using their money, and they're playing ping pong with the percentages. And like I keep telling people, you're being treated like exit liquidity. Even Michael Saylor, he's herding the sheep and telling you, buy this, give me your money. Even if I go down, you guys lost, and I'm just going to buy Bitcoin. So you're feeding the system back its money. So when you start putting together things and you start looking at it and you're like, oh shit, man, like this ain't looking good for Bitcoin. Yeah, Michael Saylor already been a loser. He'll be a loser once again.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So people got to understand like how the mechanism works. Like the people have spoken already. They have spoken. Bitcoiners are living in their world and they're looking at it like, oh, this it's inevitable to hit $1 million, but the world has already said we're not fucking with it.
I'm starting to get pretty confident. So like when I first started seeing Michael Saylor pop up and he was buying all the Bitcoin and whatnot, I was like, damn, that guy is he's gonna be like the king. And I thought that because I believed in the inevitability.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me still wants to believe in the inevitability, but my belief in it is more of like, yeah, but that's going to be past my lifetime. It's not going to be within my lifetime anymore. Like, I can't believe that anymore. So now I look at Michael Saylor, I'm like, man, this is a guy who he played too hard too fast, and he's going to get fucking wrecked.
Yes, he is. He played too hard too fast, and then on top of that, he's using people's money. So it's not him going to get wrecked. He's just going to be the face of the wreck.
He's the next FTX, in my opinion.
Yes, he is. The only thing that people love to cur it with is that, oh, he has no debt, and whatever debt that he has is going to be called by then. But look, he had to already raise $1 billion just to make sure that he could keep paying people. That money's being taken out because people keep jumping in because they understand that there's money on the sidelines ready to be pulled out.
Yeah.
So that money's gonna deplete. He's like, yo, we're good for like a year and a half. All right, bro, we'll check in on you in another 8 months when you're broke. And you're like, we're gonna do another fucking, and everybody's gonna buy that shit. And then until everybody starts realizing, because the campaigns are starting to start. Like, people are now starting to realize, the smart people are starting to realize, hey, Bitcoiners in a total of 15 years got it up to $69,000. That's the highest they could get it to. Wall Street came in here in 12 months and injected double the amount of liquidity in here in 12 months and ripped our liquidity slowly out. So when
you're right,
we were at the peak,
that was probably the best point.
Go ahead, bro.
But now you helped me out there with that statement. You're like, Bitcoiners alone, before Wall Street, kind of they got it up to like 69,000, but they kept stalling at like 70K.
They couldn't get it past that, bro, because there wasn't enough money within Bitcoiners. They couldn't.
Yeah, and the truth is, you already got all the people who want to be free of the system. Because I have plenty of friends who I've been like, hey man, buy Bitcoin. You should buy Bitcoin. And and you tell them all the reasons why, and they're good reasons. It's like, fuck the government. They're just printing money, blah, blah. You give them all these reasons and they're true, but your friends are like, they're fucking lazy. Most people, like 98%, 99% of people, they're fucking lazy. I mean, they just want shit to work.
It's a bigger rabbit hole. Like when I came into Bitcoin, that's why I know so much about Bitcoin and I know so much about everything, is because I grew up with it. So I watched it evolve into everything. I watched it jump over its hurdles. I watched it fall. I watched it fucking scrape its knee. I watched it do everything. I watched it grow up from a baby. People jumped in when it was a teenager, when it was an adult, and now they're still saying the same thing that we were saying when it was a kid. Now it's harder to pump
Right.
it up. For it to get up to $1 million, that means that it has to have 9 times the liquidity amount of what we have now. So if there's 1.3 trillion or $2 trillion right now, we need close to 12, 13 trillion dollars. And where's that coming from when there's nothing but panic around the world? And the panic's not going into Bitcoin, it's going into gold, silver, and metals.
And I'm coming up on about a decade soon of being in Bitcoin. So I got into it when it was a child. And truth is, when I started getting into it, I was just like fucking around. But like about 3-4 years into it, I'm like, oh shit, this thing's gonna make me rich. And it's been nearly a decade now, and I'm like, you know what? I'm really grateful for what I have, but at the same time, I'm almost like, I thought I'd be more.
Yeah, but you can't give it back to the market. It would have been more. That's the
Right.
problem, is that you've been in it as long as me. You just rode it. You rode it up and down. Me, I took
Right.
advantage of all the ups and downs. I sold my whole entire stack at tops and came right
Right.
back
And
in
I
with
didn't
my
do
whole
that.
entire stack at the bottom. That's why I came out with that theory. Take one Bitcoin to 360 Bitcoin. And I literally showed you and walked you through that step of how you get 360 Bitcoin with one Bitcoin. But you got to let your Bitcoin work for you, because if you're going to work for your Bitcoin, guess what? You're only ever, possibly ever going to have one Bitcoin your whole goddamn life.
Yep.
So that's the key to the success. It's like, yo, when I told people, yo, 109 is looking toppy, they were like, the blow off was 125. That was the blow off. Now everybody's like, no. But now if you zoom out into April 2022, this is looking like exactly what happened when we hit $69,000. We hit 69, we came back down, we went through this little pump. Everybody was like, it's not over, we're going up to 100K. I remember that shit clearly. And that shit just smacked, boom, 60% from there.
And another thing about Bitcoin, man, is I love the tech behind Bitcoin, but I'm starting to kind of wake up to this idea that's like it's kind of like a religion, in a way of like everybody's got their own form of ideology around it. And
Yo,
this goes back to
I
like what
want to
you're
fix
always saying
something. I
about
want to fix
everybody's
something that
got
you
their
just said.
opinions,
That's very, very important, because there's a big difference
because
between what you just said and everything. There is no tech.
and it's like,
It's software. There's no tech in
so
Bitcoin.
yeah,
It is a
uh,
software.
yeah, you're right. It's just code, right?
Yeah, there's no
It's
tech.
not the
That's why I laugh at
actual
people who
tech.
says,
It's
when you see when I post and I say,
huh.
oh, you guys are in it for the tech, ha ha ha, because there is no tech. It's software. The tech is your computer. It uses your computer, but it's a software. It's a virus. This is what people don't get. They look at it and they use these blanket words, and then people gravitate to these words like, yo, the tech, the tech. What's the tech? The miners are building tech around it, but doesn't mean that it's tech. Tech is when you fucking create a device and everybody's like, wow, this is great, like a GPU, a keyboard, or a computer. This is
You know what?
software. You download it and then you run it.
The tech is the hardware.
But that has nothing to do with Bitcoin, because you download the
No,
software and then
no,
you
no,
add
no. I mean,
hardware
no,
to get
no.
more
You're
mining power.
you're making me realize something here. I appreciate what you said, and
Talk
I
to me.
think
Talk
I'm
to me.
gonna agree with it. I just need to digest it. You know what? Because I think you're right. I think even just now you said people are using these blanket statements, and I'm like, you know what? I think he just called me out, and I think he's right. I think I just used that word tech as a blanket statement, and I didn't really take the time to think through the difference between software and hardware.
And
And
that
software is literally just writing. It's literally just words written in a certain sequence.
correct. And this is what Bitcoiners fail. And this is how you know that Bitcoiners do have a low IQ. And it's not saying anything bad towards them. It's just that you guys are so much on autopilot in your brain that you have to get back to critical thinking. You have to ask questions. Because if you don't ask these questions and you just sleep on it, and then you come into CornyChat and everybody's just like, yeah, giving you all the fucking biased news that they digested and are now
Mm-hmm.
feeding to you, and it's not factual, then What I give you guys is facts, but nobody wants to hear that. Oh, nah, it's gonna do this, it's gonna do that, and then if it does do it, once again, like we just discussed, if price goes above $2,000 of what I said, everybody's like, see, he was fucking wrong, but I was right about the overall trend.
Right, because you're looking at like, okay, like let's look at the year, and they're looking at like, well,
The
but the
15-minute
past 2
chart.
weeks. Yeah, right.
So this is where you start as a Bitcoiner. You become way like a real Bitcoiner. You become way smarter than them, and then you set them up in these little traps. And then this is why Bevo don't want to talk to me. Why nobody wants to talk to me no more is because I set everybody up on the chat. What's the logic? What's the logic for Bitcoin going up to $1 million? Just give me the logic.
Yeah, well, people get upset when they have to answer questions they don't,
No, but what happens is that
or
they
they
give you
have to answer.
fantasy.
They have to give answers to questions they don't have.
No, they give you fantasy. When I did that argument with Bevo,
Yeah.
Bevo looked like a fool. You look like an old bird fool, nigga, because at the end of the day, you had no facts. You were just like, well, it could do this or it could do that. Or maybe the president does this and it does that. And or maybe God comes back and it just booms. It's like, bro, that's not factual.
Well, and that's why I was comparing it to like the ideology and the religion. Like there's so many ideologies around it where it's like, and a lot of people will say the same thing, but there's like little differences. It's almost like it's no different than like
It's a
you have
cult.
different
It's a cult.
denominations of
Because
Christian churches,
as soon as you question it, you get banished.
Right.
Right now, if you was to start posting right now, guys, let's be real. Like, what's really going on with Bitcoin? Is this something that we want to be in, knowing that these dudes are manipulating it? Like, they don't need it, they're using it.
Right.
There's a big difference. And then when you start doing that, you're going to get the comments, you're going to get this. But as you keep on doing that, people start writing you off because they're like, he's not really a Bitcoiner. And it's like, bro, I'm such a Bitcoiner that I'm trying to help you niggas understand that this is a war. And we're losing because you guys just want to hodl. Scared money doesn't make money. And at the end of the day, if you want to beat Wall Street, the tool was Bitcoin. They gave us the tool. 21 million, lot supply. Let's fuck them up. We had the drop on them until they applied their ETF and went bananas on us. And they knew that. They knew that they were going to be able to double whatever the fuck we put in that bitch, no problem. Why? Because nobody invested in Bitcoin with conviction except the people who invested with conviction. You understand? So the people when Bitcoin was $1 and they sold everything in their fucking mother and bought a Bitcoin at that time, like Didi did, or like even me at 2013, I took all my pension, everything, I threw everything in there. When you did that, that was you being convinced in Bitcoin. But you buying $1,000 when it was $1,000, and then you buying fucking another $1,000 when it was $5,000 is not conviction. You still scared that it might come down and you don't want to take the loss. Now that it's at 100K and your buying price is like at 16K, you're like, oh, I don't got nothing to worry about until you do. And then what's your game plan? Because you haven't even thought of it. You were sitting back all day playing with your dick. So now when it gets down to your number, you're gonna be panicking like, I should have did this, I should have did that, and now you got no game plan, so you fuck up.
I don't know if you saw my post this morning, man. I was like, Bitcoin is gonna hit $1 trillion in 2 cents. Just watch. I said, I was like, I'll be old and gray when it happens, but I'm gonna save this note so I could prove I was right when it no longer matters.
Yeah, just put it on a time capsule and just have it fucking pop up on Nasta in 100
Yeah, right.
years.
Because it's like you can say these like prices, man. I see like what Jack Mahler's just said something again this morning where he's like, oh, it's gonna be like 200K by the end of the year, and it's like, yo, you're just saying that because you want the fees.
Yep. Yo, I hate these niggas, bro, because they know the game. They understand. They play off of us. They're like, oh yeah, and then they come into our chat rooms like Marlers and all of them, and they amp you niggas up. And because Marlers responded to a puzzles or someone like this, everybody feels like they're in God mode. Like, yo, see, he understands. He knows that I'm a Bitcoiner. No, he knows that you're a dumbass, and that's why he responded to you. But nobody wants to say the truth. Like whatever you're thinking about Bitcoin is the complete opposite. And you should just treat it like that. It is just something that you should be able to put to work. And everybody, especially the OGs, had opportunities, bro, because it was at 50 cents. It was the dollar, under $1,000. Like anybody could have put money to work in this bitch. So it's a lot. It was free, if you want to be quite honest. It was free. At one point, you could have just went on the computer, mind the block, and got 50 on it.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Right. Like when it started out, it's like you could have just mined it like however many, like hundreds, and it barely cost you anything.
So the risk reward
Did it?
ratio for the first miners who believed in it and was like, "Yo, this is a great idea," and they just mined it. Those are the people who got paid. We've been paying their bills forever. I learned that in 2013. Like, oh, yo, if I put all my money in here, you telling me
Yeah.
that Bitcoiners are just going to continuously pay my bills for the next fucking 15 years? And they did. Now it's a matter of protecting my capital. And I've been preaching that for the last 2 years. I'm like, yo, guys, it's all good. Everybody thinks they're a genius, including the OGs that we talk to in these chats. These OGs are thinking that they're good, but they come into these chats and they're like, yo, I'm losing a house right now. And guess what? I just lost another house. Well, guess what, nigga? You're gonna continue to lose 80% of your portfolio if you don't know what to fucking do with it. But everybody's like, oh, my buying price. And they start treating other assets like Bitcoin and they get lazy. And then now they're gonna get wrecked. Because if you bought Nvidia at $7 and you're not taking profits, haha, shame on you, nigga.
Yeah, because stocks are like, no, you gotta sell that shit when it's high.
Yeah, bro, because we're at a triple high. But the thing is that everybody's in their own little bubble right now, so they don't understand where they're at. So that's why when you talk to certain people, they're like, "Yo, it's just gonna be a melt up." Never in human history did we melt it up. We always melt it down. Like that's just the way that Americans work. Like you can melt up in other countries because we're propping their shit up, but Americans melt down. And then it's understanding how money moves throughout networks and where they're going and why they're going there. And this is where people lose it. The why part is a bias. They look for the bias. They don't look for the facts. And that's where the problems come into hand. And then you get these group chats and you got one nigga with the biggest dick, but it's all overinflated. It's helium dicks. You know what I'm saying? Viagra.
It's an overinflated dick.
Like it's gonna pop and it's never gonna burst. And that's why everybody's quiet right now. How last year we went from everybody being here for 24 hours, 7 days a week, not giving two fucks about anything, to now. Why? Because they wanted to laugh. But now they're the only ones who are being laughed at because you didn't take profits. And regardless of whatever you could spill, at the end of the day, you told me that I can never outperform Bitcoin. Lies. Because I've been doing this since 2015. So now they're at a disadvantage. And now, oh yeah, there's that. Bro, I'm focused. I'm laser focused. I'm not sitting on the side of the mountain eating eggs Benedict right now. Why? Because I understand that my money right now, everybody's going to take a loss. The problem is, are you in the position to take less of a loss? Because if you only go down 20%, if your net worth only loses 20%, God bless you, my nigga. You did a great job. But if your net worth loses 80%, I feel bad for you, my nigga.
And I've been there before because all I ever did was hold, and I know how that feels. You feel like you feel like your gut is just dropping.
Yeah, but I'm talking about everywhere because there's nowhere to run. Everything's at an all-time high. So now you just run to somewhere and you get whacked.
So that's another thing is I've been looking at Robinhood and I'm like, man, I don't know what to put my money towards because
Nothing,
I
bro.
feel like
Cash is
everything.
king.
Yeah, I feel like everything is high right now. I'm like, why the fuck would I put my money into anything? I'm just gonna lose.
That's what you want. That's the problem. This is what Bitcoiners lose sight of. The dollar has its own market. The dollar's down. It's down 98% from its purchasing power value. So
right. So the dollar's going to go up and everything else is going to go down. Right.
Yes, and that gives you more purchasing power with the dollars that you accumulated off of the stock market, and then that lets you deploy stronger dollars at weaker asset prices. This is what people don't get. But they'll tell you, oh, I get it. Let me go in debt. And the whole puzzle spiel, like, that's devastating. Don't ever go into debt, my nigga. Like, there's so much money in this world, you don't need that. That's how real it is.
Yeah, I'll get like $1,000 on a credit card, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I feel bad. I'm like, I gotta get clean. Like, it's like a drug.
Yeah, bro, you don't need to use that shit. Once you change your mindset,
and that's exactly it. I'm like, yo, I don't want to use credit anymore. Like, you use credit only if you can pay it instantly. It's just a 30-day
loan.
Card.
It's a 30-day loan with no interest. Yeah. If you could pay it off instantly, it's a 30-day loan with no interest. You're straight. That's exactly where you want to be. But after that, like, bro, once you understand what I'm telling you, one day you're just gonna wake up and it's gonna pop in your head, it's gonna click, and you're just gonna be like, I get it. And when you get it, it'll be so much easier for you to deploy money with no emotion, no nothing, and see your returns and take your returns and be able to move it because you understand where investors are gonna move to because of what's going on in the world at that time.
And what are you thinking? How are you feeling about some of this like international shit going on about wars and all that possibility of like, oh, and like even something silly like Trump being like, nah, we're gonna take Greenland.
I mean, it's time. It's time, and the Band-Aid needs to be ripped off. We have to go to war.
I'm thinking U.S. is about to go like, it's about to get bigger.
Yes,
like.
Because everybody's playing us right now because they understand that we're in a weak position of holding the cards. If you're looking at it as a poker game, we got a weak hand. So the only thing that we're doing is like, we just gave the green light for Japan to start manipulating Forex again. So that's what Trump said, that when he got into a presidency, he said that he was going to stop that. But now he just gave the green light to Japan. Why? Because now we'll be able to start manipulating the cash, therefore manipulating the investments. And that puts a strain on all the investors in the world because they're all invested into the dollar. But don't get it twisted, because a lot of people feel like, hey, I'll just take my loss. Because it is a trade. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather take my loss now than take my loss later. So that's what's on the table right now. And a lot of people are looking at this and they're like, yo, Trump keeps on going, but they're waiting for us to fucking go through our court processes to even say if what Trump is doing is illegal, and we're kicking that can. So there's a lot of manipulation going on, and it's not looking like it's a independence anymore. It's looking like it's in control.
I think it's really funny how there's a lot of these European countries who are like, no, like, America can't take Greenland. And it's like, motherfucker, like, y'all failing all the time.
He's gonna say it at the World Forum
for the past
the World Economic Forum. But everybody's gonna be there. He's gonna say what he's gonna do there for sure.
Well, I just think it's silly. You got all these small European countries who like they make big statements. It's like, motherfucker, every time there's a war, the U.S. comes and saves your ass. So shut up.
Yeah, but because we're protecting ourselves, because we understand that we.
No, I understand it's because we're protecting ourselves. But my point is, it's like they can only make statements for so long. These European world leaders before.
Well, we get to a point where the U.S. is like, you know what? Safe haven. So a lot of investors, and that's why I hate talking to people on CornyChat, because they don't understand what the fuck they're talking about. But the euro and the yen are looking juicy. So if you want to be safe, because I just told you right now, cash is king. But if they rug pull us on the cash, then our cash ain't king no more. So technically, you will want to be inside the euro or the yen. That cash is king. But
you in the middle. You really think the euro is gonna? You really think the euro is gonna hold in the long term, or like I guess the next 5 years?
I mean, they're good. They're good, man. And Japan's looking even better. That's why Warren Buffett pulled out everything. So like, it's hard to break down all the mechanisms, but I'm telling you, bro, those two are looking good. Everybody's talking shit like they're looking bad, and even from within their country, they're like, oh, they're looking bad, but they don't understand what's going on with the money around them. They just don't understand, and the money is flowing to those two. They're trying to figure out who's going to be the best one, but they're flowing to those two. Buffett already took his stake in the end. Now it's just us. And if we lose power, and you got to ask questions, why did Buffett, one of the greatest investors in the world, decide on his last trip, his last trade, is basically moving his money out of the United States and going to yen? Before he hands it over to this young whippersnapper who's probably going to fucking bankrupt the whole entire company. Because that's exactly what's going to happen, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly. He's getting paid like 100 times more than Warren Buffett ever got paid. And then the motherfucker, he doesn't even got experience. Like, he got experience, but he
Right.
doesn't got experience like Buffett got experience. Like, nigga, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're going to slip up. So, and I do think that the change of CEOs also right now is also a signal.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to fuck up their legacy. Their legacy is that they built this world.
Like they know everything's going downhill, so
Yeah.
they're like, "Yo, I'm gonna get out now, step aside," and then like my legacy, people are just gonna look back and be like, "Man, that guy was fucking smart."
And they got some ambitious ass motherfuckers right now who are gonna fail, take the fall, do everything, burn the company down and shit, and then they could point that thumb. But then these guys will go down in history as changing everything. Bro, it's all a
What?
game, bro.
So like, are there any CEO changes right now that kind of have your eye, things that you're
Bro, all
noticing?
of them. Yo, Buffett changed CEO to the young whippersnapper guy. Apple is changing CEO. Jamie Dimon stepping down in a couple of years. I think like 2 more years. So, bro, these are everybody that we know today is stepping down within the next 2 years for sure. And new regime is coming in right at the perfect time. Here's the chaos. They gave him a chaos a bucket, and they're like, "Yo, if you could get through it, then you'll be God. If you can't get through it, we don't give a fuck because we are gods." And that's the beautiful part, because when you're young, dumb, and full of cum, you wouldn't let go of Apple. You'd be like, "Man, I love Apple. That's my baby." No, bro, there's a top
Yeah.
to everything. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. One day it's just gonna click in your head, and you're just gonna come back, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, joints, man, I see it." And you're gonna start putting your money to work. Bro, why you think I'm not putting out trading videos every day? Because they're scamming people. I literally put out a trading video last Thursday, I believe, Thursday or Friday, and I was like, yo, guys, just be careful. Money flow is basically pointing still down, and 88K is still on the fucking table right now because there's free liquidity down there. I pointed out everybody, I told everybody, this is where it's at. Now, fast forward, we come through the weekend, Martin Luther King Day, all the news that we caught throughout this weekend, especially yesterday, boy, and now markets open up, taking our downfall. So now we're looking for strength. Now, I'm not going to come on every day and tell you that this is a trade, because you shouldn't even be taking any longs, because the trend is your friend to the end. So you should have took the short from fucking 97K. Or you should have sold and wait for your get back in point, which like I just said in this video, to get back in point, you're looking for the volatility. If it comes down to 60, like 71 or 68, and it just rips into there and rips out of there immediately, that's what you want, because the demand is there, the juice is there. But now if it comes down there and then it stays down there for a little bit and then it pops up and then it comes back down and tests it again, and it just looks weak. The chart looks weak, and it's retesting that area. It's breaking down those levels. It's breaking down that liquidity that's holding the price up. then you know, like, there's going to be further downside. Now, even if it gets a pump, you just short that pump and you continue to follow your trend until your trend changes. And then when it changes, it's okay. Let's just use $1,000 out of round number. Bitcoin goes down to $1,000. Your trend changes at $1,800. That's where you go long at, bro, at $1,800. Because now you know you could walk away from the computer for the next 3 years. Because you got the trend of it just going up. You're not looking for the ebb and flow. You're looking for the big trend. That way, because you're only 7 trades away from being a millionaire. So a lot of people don't tell you that. But when I say that, what comes to your head? You're only 7 trades away from being a millionaire. Do you think that 7 trades could be accomplished in 6 months, 7 weeks, 1 week, 1 year? Because if you think that, you're already wrong and you're going to lose. But your 7 trades.
Okay, say that one all over again for me.
So
Let me
you're
digest
7 trades away from being a millionaire. Everybody in this world is 7 trades away from being a millionaire. So when I say that to you, people's automatic, because humans are humans, they automatically go through a greedy state. And they're like, 7 trades. Well, I see dudes make 1,000 trades every day. So that means that I could make $1 million in 1 day. And they're going to be like, joints, how? Now, I could sell you on that stupidity, or I could point you to the real water and tell you, no, you got that wrong. You thought that. I didn't tell you that. Basically, what I'm telling you is that you could do it in 7 trades. 7 trades could take 7 years, 14 years. It could take even 21 years. But you got to execute 7 flawless trades. And you do that by dictating the higher trend. You don't play the little ebb and flow. You don't play the 5-minute chart, the 15-minute chart, the hour, the 4-hour, even the daily. Like, you're not playing that. You're playing the bigger move. Like right now, when I told you, yo, 109, 126, everybody should be offloading. Nah, it's going up higher. But that was your opportunity. Now, even right now, the percentage of that, you would have been up. You're up almost 37% right now. Now, if it takes another leg down, you're up 50%. So it's understanding the numbers and understanding that the trade it just got to be in your favor. Right now, if I get my 3-to-1, I was only calculating for 1. So if I get 3-to-1 on my, which is 3x on this trade right now. So if it goes down to 68, I'm getting 3x. That 3x, bro, I'm deploying that 3x to buy Bitcoin at that level. So I just say, technically, I just took 1 Bitcoin to 3 Bitcoin at that level. Now, it might have took me 80 days, but it happened.
Right, because you're not focusing on necessarily like how quick you did it. You're focusing on the fact that you're like, look, motherfucker, I won. I won what I said I wanted to win, and I did it.
Yep, that's it, bro. At the end of the day, if you trade high time frames and just start understanding, cut the noise. Don't ever be a low time frame trader, because it requires more skill, more compute of your brain to be able to get in and out of that trade. And the probabilities of you taking more losses and you having to do more calculations based off of those losses is more strenuous on the brain, as opposed to saying, oh shit, look, the momentum wave on the weekly chart is showing bearish divergences. Like, I'm gonna definitely take this short. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easier to play out. Now, yes, when you take the short, you're gonna have ebbs and flows throughout that, because on the micro time frame, price is gonna always be reacting to buying and selling. But when the overall trend finishes, it will be in your direction, and that's when you could just flip it. Whether you're on futures or options or whatever it is, you could just flip it and just be like, yo, I'm good for the next 6 months to a year to maybe even 3 years. And now that's printing you money. Because now if you had $10,000 and you put it in at the top and it just came all the way down, bro, you just made yourself 30K. You just slowly pull out money from there, pay your bills, and don't even worry about life, because you're caking. You just created an ATM for yourself.
Right.
But you got to understand when to do it and when to not do it. And that's why I preach for like new people like who are wanting or curious about trading, yo, you got to start from higher time frames. You will be profitable, but you just got to understand how that time frame works and what your indicators actually saying and what you're looking at. Create your plan, go in, and you will be profitable, bro. You'll be more profitable than holding.
So I looked into what you were saying about the CEO thing. So I just typed in real quick with Grok. I'm like, okay, let's just see what Grok says. I asked it like, what companies have been changing CEO in the past year? It's named off. You got Intel, Walmart, Target, Procter and Gamble, Coca-Cola, Kraft Heinz, Office Depot, Nestle. All these big fucking companies. I'm like, oh shit. Like, and it's a bigger list than I expected. It's like, fuck. And that's just right now. Like, I'm sure the next year or two, we'll see some more, like what you're saying.
Yo, bro, look, that was even more than I anticipated. So you got more data than I got, bro.
Yeah.
I know that the regime change is changing. I know what's going
Oh, and
on.
there's like twice as much as I named off. Like, I only named off like half,
Bro, this is what I'm
like a
saying.
third of
Like,
those names.
it's happening, bro. And I know what's happening. The way that we do business has to change. And this is what people don't understand. They're like, well, the business, so that means that we're just going to be using crypto and shit. No, everything, the way we process electricity, the way we build our
Right.
roads, the way we build our houses, the way we do life, we're at an old standstill. Because if you go to China, if you go to Japan, if you go to these cities are fucking gorgeous because they're new, renovated. We're not renovated.
Right. Right. They're clean and they actually did all the work to make it happen.
You get it, bro? And now
And
when you start
nothing here
opening
is
your brain
changing in
up,
America.
when you open your brain up to this, you're like, okay, America been growing for the last 150 years. Yes, we've been America for 250
Right.
years, but we've been growing. So there's a possibility that we go through a contraction phase, which that's why I keep telling people where I'm like, yo, we could have a 10 to 25 year bear market. I'm only saying a 10-year bear market because Bitcoin's Bitcoin. So I'm saying that
Right.
towards Bitcoin, but stocks and everything can go through a 25-year to 30-year bear market.
I think I mean the US looks the same as it did 10 years ago.
That's not that
Like
means
no,
no
seriously.
no
Like I feel like that's a pretty solid statement to make. It's like
no growth.
we had like 5 years of the iPhone, right? And it was like, man, look at everything that's new and how we do things.
But
And then
that
all of a
that
sudden it's
that
like we hit like 2015 and then everything just stopped.
I'm so glad you said that, and I'm so glad that we're recording this too, bro, because I gotta break this shit
Like
down later on.
like
But look.
2025 looks no different than
Your kids don't
2015.
need Bitcoin. Your kids need this knowledge because what they're doing is they're going into a digital place where they're going to scrape this knowledge and they're killing our old people with these diseases and these COVIDs and this shit like that. And we're losing the knowledge. So you need to be writing down what's happening because you pass this down because it's only going to happen again. And as long as your kids could understand these cycles, they could be very profitable off of these cycles. So it's really the knowledge. Why everybody got their head up in the clouds right now? Nobody's writing. Nobody's saying, "Hey, look, this is what's going on in the economic environment right now. The wars, this, that, Trump with the war on the Fed and interest rates over here, and Japan and fucking Venezuela and fucking Taiwan and China and fucking Russia and fucking Ukraine
Well,
and
nobody's writing down statements because they're all busy writing down opinions.
yeah, because they want to be liked. But me, I journal this shit every day. I write down what I'm doing with my trade, how my trade is performing, and what the economic environment is so that I can gauge the temperature. Bro, I got 17 books sitting around my desk that I wrote for my whole entire career of fucking trading. And it's just to literally, like, it's a lot of bullshit. But it's like, yo, I pass this down to my kids, and it's like, yo, y'all read this shit. If you can get through this shit and understand, this is what the world is. And I'll give them the whole list of books without the shenanigans. I'm not even gonna give them the books because I have the books. But like, bro, another book, boring as fuck, weighs 5 fucking pounds. It's very, very fucking expensive. But if you ever get into that type of realm, it's called the Handbook of Fixed Income Securities by Franklin J. Fabozzi.
Handbook of Fixed Income Securities.
That's everything in the world. If you can get the ninth edition, it's a little expensive, but if you can get the ninth edition, that's everything from back in the days to today on everything: bonds, commodities, stocks, like dividend paying stocks, income, real estate, everything, everything. It's the handbook to everything that moves in this world. But it's 5 pounds. It's huge. It's not a baby ass book. It's boring as fuck. Like you got to be into this finance shit. But this is what this,
any book that big typically is boring as fuck, but doesn't mean it doesn't have valuable information. But
no,
it
bro.
is hard
It's
to read,
gold.
right? You know,
If you could
it's
read
just
it and understand it,
yeah.
change your life. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like I'm trying to give it to you, but I can't give this whole book. Like I have my own opinion of it, and I'm giving you that bias. That's what's happening right now. But I'm giving you the factual book. I'm not sitting here hoarding it and just giving you a delusion. So I'm just like, yo, you read the book, you interpret it how you interpret it. But once that book, between that book, security analysis, and the other books that I gave you and shit like that, bro, blow your mind, change your life. At least on the trading aspect of knowing how money moves and seeing how easy it is for you to just pull that dollar out the air because you understand trend. But when you talk to delusional people, they're like, oh, you can never beat the market. You're stupid. Like, you're just going to lose, bro. I know dudes that wipe their ass with gold toilet paper because they're so fucking rich off trades. Like, there's only 5% of them. Why? Because their brain is taught to always think critical and learn how to dissect. Like, when I tell you Nvidia stock, you think Nvidia, and you're like, yeah, I should just go buy Nvidia stock. But nigga, there's 7 companies under Nvidia that make Nvidia. You can also buy those 7 companies and also buy Nvidia, and you can 8x your fucking money because those 7 companies are gonna move just as much as fucking Nvidia is moving. They need the parts, they need the help, they need everything. Everybody's getting paid off of this thing. So that's what other people don't know how to dissect, that they just follow the lead and they're like, yeah, I'm going over here. I'm going to go buy some Nvidia or some like, I don't even know, like some fucking
Well,
Google.
no. You make it no. The Nvidia is a perfect example because I've been hearing about Nvidia for like the past year because it's like they're making the chips for the AI. And it's like that's what's trending in headlines,
Mhm.
news, and but it's like now that I'm like, oh, I've pulled some money out of Bitcoin and I'm looking at what to invest in, and I'm like, Nvidia is like one of those top options that keeps getting shoved in
Bro,
everybody's face, and I'm like,
you lucky I
why
like
the
you a
fuck
lot,
would I
bro.
spend my money on that?
Okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you. You lucky I like you a lot. That's one. Number two, you need to start researching and doing RWA tokens, which are real world asset tokens. You need to steer away from Bitcoin and you need to start doing your research on real world asset, because that's where the $57 trillion of what everybody keeps fucking talking about is going to flood into. It's not flooding into fucking Bitcoin. So next, after you look at the real world assets for stocks, you want to look at cybersecurity. You want to look at data centers, cloud and infrastructure. You want to look at the chip makers that make all the chips for these, which is Intel, TSM, Virgo, AMD, whatever. You want nuclear because nuclear is going to be what powers it. We cannot power Teslas right now on our grid. So let alone we need a stronger grid. So we need that. Now we're also in war. So it's a little too late for this, but you want to look at war stocks. With the war also comes panic. People put their money into metals. So you want to look at metal stocks, mining stocks, even ETFs of stocks, so that you don't have to buy the hard asset, but you could live off of the gains. Then next, we're moving into a future of being different, better. So medical robots, space telecom, satellite infrastructure, smart mobility, smart cities, IoT infrastructures. This is what you want to be looking at. And then you want to look at crypto, the crypto stocks like Circle. Because if everybody's going to be allowed to have their own dollar and have their own bullshit, then they're going to have to go to Circle in order to complete that transaction for Circle to verify that their dollars is still buying treasury bonds and doing whatever they need to do with their fucking cryptocurrency dollar. So Circle's going to be the gatekeeper of that. So you want to look into shit of that. And if you think that it's still going to be around and the mining centers and shit like that, you go into your mining centers and do whatever the fuck you want. But you want to look at the electrical grid and data centers, what's going to power everything, the wires, the cables, everything, the electrical fuses and all the shit that's going to be built. EV charging infrastructures and battery and storage. Right now, Samsung came out with a new battery that charges in 10 minutes and gives you 1,000 miles. It uses a kilo of silver, So there's a lot of that shit. Quantum computing, that's a real thing. Regardless of what everybody says in Bitcoin, that's a real thing being built. And when they have breakthroughs, it's already done. It's broken through. So there'll be no warning. It will be broken, So everybody got to stop playing with quantum computer. And now, because we're most likely going to enter in a recession, you want to look at recession-proof things. But recession-proof stocks right now are most likely going to take a really, really big hit because they're getting all CEO changes. So that's something you want to just watch with an eagle eye and just see what's up. But we're going to be building a lot. So like Cat and New, these are construction materials and shit like that. Home Depot and shit like that. Like, you want to invest into things like that. Cyber digital infrastructure. Like, this is what we're going to be using. If you want exposure to like certain things, you use ETFs and shit like that. Always look for emerging markets, new markets that are coming up and trying to do breakthroughs into new shit that you never even fucking heard of before. You just keep an eye on them, but look out for emerging markets. And then obviously, if we do survive all of this bullshit, you got your bonds and your treasuries that you would just look at for a safe haven, so that you can constantly get dividends. But you're looking at the future. You're not looking at today. You're looking at today and you're like, all this shit is old. It's no good. And you're investing into the future. And what I just gave you right now, without giving you all the fucking tickers, is pretty much, and you'll see the tickers throughout my videos and shit like that. But and I'll give them to you eventually. But that's, you need to categorize things. You need to clean up and understand how money's going to flow. So you build this categorization. And that's what that is. These are categories, and you put your stocks within those categories and you watch how they perform. Don't worry, I recorded it too. I'll give you a copy.
I was gonna ask you. I was like, yo, can I get the recording?
You know what I'm saying? So that's what you want to be looking at. But right now, like I said, everything's at an all-time high. Everything's at these weird things. So you just want to chill. You want to chill. You want to sit in cash and you want to chill. But you need to be paying attention. This ain't the time. Everybody's playing video games and they're talking about this. You're not on point. When the thunderstorm comes, the clouds roll in, but you're too busy looking at your phone, and then you get rained on. You don't find shelter. So, and I keep warning people, and they're thinking that when I warn them, it's coming tomorrow. No, bro, I've been warning niggas for a year. Yo, as soon as the ETFs get approved, this becomes Wall Street's bitch. They were like, no, it doesn't. Wall Street needs it. I proved them wrong on that. I also proved them wrong on the tops. I proved them wrong on timelines. Proved them wrong on trading. Like, bro, they've been wrong on goddamn near everything, bro. I'm the only nigga who's shooting 99.9% right now. The only thing that I'm missing right now is my 10-year bear market. If I get my 10-year bear market, man, called it. And the writing's on the wall. That's what I'm saying. Like, the storm is rolling in and everybody's with their head up their ass. So you just got to be smart, man. And you got to learn how to be critical. But honestly, that comes with not having too many friends. Because everybody wants to be easy going. I don't want to talk about that. Why you don't want to talk about that? Because you're dumb. And you don't want to look stupid. You don't want to use your brain.
I think I've gotten pretty comfortable with looking stupid. I'm not too worried about that anymore.
Nah, but I'm talking about other people that literally put
I
their
know what
profile
you're
on the line.
talking about.
Like literally, bro. Yo, everybody was making fun of me. Making fun. Joint sold. He sold. He's a fucking dumbass. Now I look like a genius. And I even put out my plan. I told everybody, yo, this is how I'm selling. I said, if it gets up to 180, I'll sell 20% of my stack up there. If it gets up to 150, I'll sell another 20% of my stack there. But as of right now, I'm selling my stack. I still got some in the shotgun. If it goes up to 100, I just sold some at 97. If it goes up to 100, I'll sell a little bit more. But the trend is dictating more down. And until I see volatility and I see that buyers step in and actually say, hey, Bitcoin, we need Bitcoin. Like, I don't see that. I don't see the demand. I don't see no retail. I don't see all the wars breaking out in this goddamn world that we just mentioned. I don't see everybody saying, hey, we got to go to Bitcoin. We got to stick this ledger in my ass and go hodl it across the fucking world. Nobody's doing that. And then you got delusion ass motherfuckers talking about fucking El Salvador and shit like that. Like, nigga, there is no circular economy in El Salvador. You out your fucking mind? You go to El Salvador, ain't nobody accepting Bitcoin. You might find one or two vendors that might take that shit, but they cashing out immediately. Like nobody could sustain a business off of volatility. They need stability.
Right. Well, that was the key statement right there. Is nobody can maintain a business on volatility.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so all these dudes, yo, look at all the adoption we're getting. We're slowly getting adoption. No, you're not. What you're slowly doing is that you're cutting off price appreciation of Bitcoin because it's being bought and sold at the same time. So on the order books, it goes buy and sell. And they're washing you within that trade. And then they get the fee. They don't give a fuck about Bitcoin, bro. It's not the future. Nobody wants to sit down and wait for a stake. Right now, the reason why shit is flying off the shelf and everybody's like, I remember using Bitcoin in 2017, 16, 18, like when the network was booming. People were sending transactions, it would take 4 to 8 hours if I went out to dinner and try to pay with Bitcoin. Like I would have to take out that money advanced.
Right, absolutely.
Now the transaction goes through immediately. Why? Because it's a ghost chain. Ain't nobody using it. The heartbeat of the machine is being fucking pumped by Wall Street right now. Boop.
Well, and all those transactions you're talking about that most people are doing, it's all through Lightning. So it just means most of the time it's somebody holding the money like a bank. It's no different than what we do now. It's just with Bitcoin. And most people, I'll hear some guys and they'll be like, why doesn't anybody want to run their own node? And I'm like, well, because it's a pain in the ass. And they're like, yeah, but it's this and that. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. But it doesn't change the fact that it's a pain in the ass. And most people don't want to deal with a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass. And everybody who ran a node like Bevel, like an OG of Bevel that been running it for a minute, they'll tell you that shit ain't profitable.
No, you're losing money running a node.
Bro, so it makes no sense. It's not meant for us.
So you gotta pay to hold your own money. It's like, oh,
I'm gonna tell you
no
the
different than a
heartbreaking
fucking
news.
bank.
I'm gonna tell you the real heartbreaking news, and what Bitcoin is gonna find out the hard motherfucking way. Ethereum. That's all, bro. Ethereum has a working network. You could build on it. If you want to destroy the banks, you use Ethereum because you can create the withdrawal and deposit mechanism. You eliminate fractional reserving because everything will be on the blockchain. But people ain't thinking like this. And Vitalik put out an email a couple of days ago. I posted it low key. And I was like, oh, he figured out how to put ZK rollups in Ethereum right now. So he said within the next 2 years, they'll be rolling out an upgrade. And when that ZK rollup comes out, I guarantee you that Ethereum will be the shit. And people ain't gonna like it. But regardless, everything's built on Ethereum. Nothing's built on Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't do anything. Or it does. It's supposed to be a peer-to-peer transaction thing, but everybody's boofing it right now and they're making it stink.
Yeah, I think Bitcoin's got a weird smell to it right now.
Yeah, bro, it does.
I don't
Because
like saying that,
the
but
hodl number is $28,000. That's where the hodlers is at. If we break through $28,000, we're gonna shake up a lot of hodlers. And a lot of people are gonna be really underwater. They're underwater now. But the next leg down, that's it. Sailors underwater, everybody's underwater. The panic starts setting in. Everybody's, all the real traders, all the real economics, all the people, like even Peter Schiff, he's right. He's just wrong about how he says a lot of things. But he's right. Like, bro, these Bitcoiners think that this shit is like tangible, like it does something. Oh, gold is heavy, bro, but you can make jewelry, you could use it in electronics, it's used in things, like it's made for things. Like Bitcoin is just this virtual thing that you hold on a fucking device. Like, and I get the mechanism, like I'm not shitting on it. Like what Bitcoin solved is the double spend problem. Like, yo, you can't copy this. So that's the amazing part. But Bitcoin been copied 3.8 million times. Hence all these fucking shit coins. That was dumb playing around, seeing what they could do. But they're doing it on Ethereum because Ethereum's the real virtual machine. Bitcoin is just the transactional layer. But Bitcoin's becoming shit. Litecoin is looking better than motherfucking Bitcoin at this point. Like, Litecoin does more than Bitcoin. So it's like, man, we gotta like get our head out the clouds and be like, but not saying anything. Because like I said, when the trend, I think that we're still early. That's what I really truly think. I think that this first 16 years, everybody's like, it's the best performing asset in the last 16 years. Nothing beat Bitcoin and that. No shit, because it started from zero. You could have fucking put $1 in there and that shit went up to $1,000 fucking dollars on the fucking market cap. It had nothing. So we created the demand, we created everything. Now it's something. But now everybody's just taking it a little too far. And it's like, yo, we're losing what the essence is. Oh, nah, bro, miners are not getting paid, but only the blocks that they got. And soon another halving is going to have, and they're going to have that 3 point whatever it is right now to fucking 1.5. And people are going to be sick. And then that 1.5 gets halved in the next 8 years. So by 2030, we should be having whatever. There should be nothing of Bitcoin being mined out there. It's just little shit. And if it's still at the same price at what it is, it's not even worth it to mine it. So now what does that do to the network when everybody decides to turn off the network? Could somebody 51% attack it? Could somebody do this? So there's a lot of questions that are still unanswered. There's a lot of things that are still, and everybody got real confidence and they're putting in real wealth. And like I said, you got to take your own life into your own hands because you only got one life. Everybody thinks that they could wake up tomorrow and everything's going to be good, fine and dandy. They could do it again. And that only works until it stops. And then you realize you ain't do shit in your life.
you know, we're all gonna die at some point.
Yeah, bro. So it's like, yo, grab life by the fucking balls, bro. Don't be scared of anything. But get the knowledge. Just don't do it blindly because you'll be gambling and you'll be losing all your money and losing. But when you know, like I'm securing my wealth. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm making sure that when I die, I still got money. When I turn 60 and I can't move like that, and I could barely wipe my ass, 70 years old or whatever it is, that I don't have to worry about shit. I could pay for my nurses, I could work. But imagine having to go back to work because you ain't got it. Imagine being homeless because you ain't got it. All your family died. You know, you old now. You know, so now where you gotta go? If your family was smart, they bought property and do this. Maybe they let it. But bro, this is what I'm trying to say. Like a lot of people are sleeping. They're telling you sell your property, do all this, and listen. They literally told you to your face, own nothing and be happy. So I'm not gonna sit down and take that light. I ain't gonna have my future in the hands of what every emotional bro. There's only a couple of critical thinkers in Bitcoin. Only a couple of critical thinkers. The rest, even Trump said it. The rest are fucking dumb. They gave us over 100K for a whole goddamn year. I can't believe people didn't take profits. So it's a learning experience for you. It's a learning experience for everybody. But now, you're gonna see people come back, and you're gonna see that they change. They're not as bullish. They're gonna be optimistically cautious, and that says a lot. Same thing with their buys. When they buy $10,000 of Bitcoin at 125, but when it goes down to $107,000, they're only buying fucking 2K. That's not conviction. That's retail. You want to do the opposite. You want to put $10,000 in at the other thing. You want to put $2,000 at the other level. Like you're like, oh, if it goes here, like, but if it goes here, I'm putting 10K, like because you wash that $2,000. Your DCA becomes stronger, but that's another thing. People don't understand how to DCA. They're just like, just buy more, buy more, but buy more where? You can't just tell a nigga every time when it drops $2 to buy more.
Well, see, yeah, I think that's the part that started to get to me, kind of got me upset. It's like, yo, I don't have any money to buy more.
It's exactly what they want you to be. Buy this.
Motherfucker. Well, it's funny too because it's like you'll see all these people who are like, yo, I'm all in on Bitcoin, and then they'll tell you to buy more. I'm like, wait, how the fuck are you buying more if you're all on it, all in?
Because they're not. They're lying.
Well, that's my point. It's like, yeah, it's like you're not all in if you can keep buying more.
Nope. Look, in Tortuga sense, you had to refinance. You had to take a whole nother loan. If this shit comes into your buying price, like you out of pocket right now, and you're paying for a loan that's out of pocket, and now you're just wishing that you can get your money back. Like that's not a good spot to be in right now. Like it was cool when he did it and he was in profit. If he would have just took profits and said, yo, my loan is paid, everything's good, and I could walk away with this extra Bitcoin for free, he would have been straight. And then when Bitcoin would have took a real dump, he could have came back in at lower interest rates, pulled out a better loan, and really outperformed. Really outperformed. But instead, he got emotional and he did the opposite. There was no logic. It was all emotion. And then he sat down and talked to people who petted his emotions. Yo, yeah, just refinance. It's gonna, yo, telling you, 2026 is it. But what are your credentials? How do you know 2026 is it? Besides you saying, but this
Could happen.
What is that? What was the credentials? And that's what I'm saying. Bitcoiners got lost for a second. Like they just started accepting this bullshit. Bro, I even had to dumb myself down, bro. Like until I figured out that people were making fun of me. Like they're like, oh, this nigga stuttering. He's doing all of this shit. I'm like, bro, I'm stuttering because I'm trying to talk like a white person. Like I'm trying to get y'all to understand, or I'm trying to fit into y'all narrative. And then I realized
you're speaking a different language.
yeah, and then I realized that I'm everybody. Everybody wants to be me. I'm like, what the fuck? They like, man, joints. They hate me to death, but they can't front, bro. I told you all the truth. Now they're like, oh man, I should have did this. I should, but they will never give me my credit because they can't. That breaks their ego. So go play the casino. Go play all these gambling games. Like you're so good at that, but you can't learn how to. That's why I don't be trusting this shit, bro. When I first came into Nostr, I was like, yo, this is scammy as fuck, bro. Like I met some good people, but I do think that this shit is a little scammy.
I think it's scammy because it's so early. It's like you're gonna meet a lot of fucking scammers.
I mean, yeah, but you know, like I
Scammers,
came
no,
in here.
scammers love getting in on early shit because they're like, oh, I'm gonna get all the motherfuckers who are also coming in.
I came in here like that's why I fuck with Vic, because Vic, like if anybody asks Vic right now, like, yo, like, do you know any traders? Like, I want to sit down and talk to a trader. He's gonna give them my name immediately. But like, yo, Vic, when I first got into CornyChat, man, like everybody was asking me, like, what's my indicators? Where I get all my information from? And I was open. I was telling everybody everything. But Vic was like, yo, stop telling everybody things. I'm like, why? And he was like, yo, because that's your game plan. All they're doing is trying to copy you and recreate your shit. And yo, sure enough, bro, like, oh, yo, look what I created. Look at this indicator. Look at this thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, so they are trying to copy my shit. Like,
That's your game.
so I now I realize, and that's another reason why I fuck with Vic, because he was like, yo, make sure that you good this way, you that. So he told me the truth.
Because you don't need to you don't need to share what you're gonna do. You need to share what you've done.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because it's like it does. Yeah. Because people love taking what other people say and they're like, well, this is gonna happen. That's why you got all these people who are like, well, Bitcoin's gonna hit 200K because I heard this person say it, and they said it because they heard this person say it.
It's an echo chamber of birds.
Yeah. And it's like it does, and if it never hit 200K, well then like it's like, well, it doesn't fucking matter what you said
You've
or
been into
who
it. You've
said
been in it
what.
long enough.
You know?
When we went up to
It,
20K, everybody was like we were going up to 100. We didn't. We went up to 20. When we went up to 69K, everybody was like we're going up to 100. We didn't.
exactly.
Even when we came down and it looked like it was going to be a clear trajectory down, we did a little pump up, 59K. Everybody was like, it's going back to 100K. We didn't. Boom, we cracked down. So it's the same theory. Now we hit 100K. They gave it to us. We chilled a whole year above it. What you think? 180 is coming based off of what? What demand? And that's why I keep telling people, what's the logic? Because when you apply the logic, the logic is Wall Street has to deploy money. That's all I hear. They love to say
Right.
everything else, like, oh yeah, but there's money sitting on the sidelines. From who? Wall Street. But if you niggas ain't gonna take profits, then what does it matter?
Like Wall Street gave you all this fucking money. What are you not taking it?
It doesn't matter. That's why I keep saying, like, I don't get their logic. Like, bro, Wall Street injected all this money, pumped it up over 100K. I'm taking profits. Good looking, Wall Street. Oh, they just want your Bitcoin. Bro, I've been trading long enough. You can't talk to me like that. like, like you don't trade. And that's what hurt my feelings. Like I was like, yo, and then Tech told me something one time, and he was like, yo, they just trying to, they really trying to be like you type shit. And it's like, I'm trying to sit down and teach these people what it is and shit. And that, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do options. Like nigga, you never traded options a day in your life. Now you want to trade options? Why? Because I trade futures. So you just don't want to get down with me type shit. But you want me to trade for you. If you open up your own company right now, you gotta and your own treasury company, you want everybody to drop what they doing and go work for you. You like, yo, can you be my trader? My number one, can you head a trader? Hell no, nigga. I will fucking run your company all to the ground and buy it on pennies on the dollar. Like you don't want me to run your
Because
fucking
it's like,
company.
why would you be employed somewhere?
Bro, I told people
But
this already. I got offers from Goldman Sachs. I already advised Goldman Sachs on Bitcoin early on in the days because we were the first cupcake shop in 2013 to actually accept Bitcoin. So, you know, I've been approached by hedge funds. I've been approached by fucking market makers, all types of things, bro, to come work. I'm not gonna go work for them. I'm cool where I'm at because I figured it out. You're not gonna brainwash me and put me onto your plan and then have me just, creating wheels for you. Now I'm at the level where I'm just like, bro, I'm so excited right now because if this shit comes down another level, like I don't care if it does, it doesn't. But if it comes down another level, oh my god, my nigga, like
opportunity, right?
yo, the opportunity is ridiculous for your boy, and it's like everybody should be like hype, like yo, bro, like this nigga just smacked a home run. Like we over here trying to accumulate, and this nigga just earned three of them like water. All I did was press a button. I earned three of them. I put down one. I earned three. And like I said, there was no risk. I told people, if you follow my tweets, like on my Twitter page, that main tweet page right there, those tweets are timestamped. And if you go on I'll give you the chart. If you go on the chart, you'll see exactly when I tweeted these things out. And it was always to protect everybody. Yo, guys, don't get hyped. Yo, be careful. Look at this. Look at this down here. And everybody got splat. And now they're like, ugh. But I already know, nigga, I'm one of those profitable traders that everybody watch. They're not gonna ever give me my clout because everybody's too busy trying to scam the crowd. So they're using my content, and I see it, bro. I watch people literally. I watch everybody because I don't do anything. I sit here and trade all day, so I just fucking watch everybody. And I'm like, bro, I literally told you that last night, and these niggas is fucking saying what I'm saying, what I told them. And then when I try to talk to them, they're like, I don't understand what you're talking about, but you stealing my shit. So it gets crazy, my guy. That's why I'm this internet shit. Like I love you. I love Tech, Vic. You know what I'm saying? Even Puzzles, man. Nas, but she be keeping it real, but she be getting me, a little mad sometimes. I'll be like, yo, girl, I'm not your enemy. Like I'm probably the most loyalist one in this bitch. But yeah, man, I just want people to grow, man. Like, especially the Bitcoiners. Like, I do want people to win, but they willing to give out this time like it's nothing. Like you got it like that. Like you're not on a 60, 80 year, 90 plan, God willing. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
Well,
at
that's what I mean. Is like, yeah, time ain't guaranteed.
and that too. Like you could look towards the future, but you fuck around and have your head so far up in the fucking clouds or up somebody's ass and shit like that, and you can fuck around and get hit by a bus. Like
Oh no, I've learned my lesson, dude. I could have a seizure right now. My head hits something right, like just wrong, and it's like you don't wake up.
yo, I hate that shit for you, bro.
But it's taught me a lot. It's like the reality is, yo, you literally any second you could die, and that's just one option. You know, like there's an infinite ways
Yeah, there's
that
a
you can
bunch
die,
of yeah,
and
fuck.
it could be any fucking second of any day. You know, like fuck, for all we know, it's like, yo, some meteor nobody fucking saw coming hits this planet. Boom, the whole thing's gone. We're all gone.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
over.
gone.
And we
It's
were
fucking
sitting
gone.
here. And then when you going up to heaven or wherever the fuck you going, you winding, looking at your life, and you're gonna be like, damn, I spent all them years behind the computer jerking off. Like that shit is crazy. That's what's happening right now. Niggas ain't going out on dates, they ain't doing shit, like they're just jerking off. It's like, yo, come on, boy. Like, let's get to it. Let's live life. Like, life has to be earned at this point. These
Yeah, well, all these fucking internet activists, everything's a right.
Yeah, because everybody's fighting the wrong fight, bro. Like right now, Wall Street's in the arena. They stepped in the arena and now they're knocking us the fuck out. And we just sitting there with our hands up, like we're Bitcoin. Something's gonna happen. Goombaya, my lord. This ain't working. This ain't working. So now it's like, yo, we need people to be a little bit more critical, that are less afraid, a little bit more strategic, and that can understand this market. And we need to attack this bitch together. We need to say, oh, you dropping 1,500 Bitcoin? We're dropping 1,500 Bitcoin. And what's up? Who's gonna pick up first? Because we're gonna create that demand. We're gonna buy another 1,500. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we got to do it within iceberg order. But like I said, it's just motherfuckers don't understand the market. They don't understand how it works. Once you understand how it works, bro, you become profitable like a motherfucker. This year, I'm set to clear every number that I ever did in my last 9 years. Like in 1 year. And it's only January. Oh, yes, baby. We're already here. 89, 80. We told y'all. But y'all just like, hey, oh, I never uploaded that video, man. What the fuck am I doing?
I got you distracted.
I forgot, man. I gotta upload that video. I be feeling. Motherfucker, I gotta go. I gotta upload videos at certain times because motherfuckers be underneath my shit like, you stole that from this person. I'm like, what? These niggas steal this shit from me. Nah, I be coming in at odd times. Like, I be coming in at random times just posting this shit. Motherfuckers be like, all right, nah. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. The movies. This one. That's the 14th. That's the 13th. Yeah, the last time I posted was the 14th. Today. Yeah, so I posted today. Oh man, where's my chat GPT? Chat GPT, I need a thumbnail. I don't even know what to call this shit because I kind of just went off on people instead of like really, I showed them the charts. Like I'm still thinking that it's going down, so I'm just not giving people what they want. Like you want me to tell you I'm going short right here. I even gave them a tweet, bro. I told them in 6 to 10 days I'm going short.
I
Guess what
mean, you look
day?
at the numbers, everything looks high. It's just, how can it not go down?
Yo, guess
Like,
what?
that's,
It's the 7th day. Like I told y'all. Like I gave you so much time. Oh, I don't even care at this point. Everybody wants me to be like this fucking YouTuber that's gonna fucking throw out all these colorful things and these sounds and these bells and shit. Fuck that. I'm gonna be the most boringest YouTuber in the goddamn fucking world. But it's gonna be packed with shit for you. Oh shit, dismissed that. I don't even know what the fuck I did. Boop, 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 boop. All right, that was good. That was good. I'll take that description. Shit was corny though, but whoa! What the fuck was that? So copy this. There we go. Price action always speaks first. Most people just ain't listening. I like that. I like that. I need a thumbnail under 2 MBs. Man, I miss Pickel Dan too, bro. We used to wake up. I used to try to teach him how to trade. This kid's so emotional. Fuck. I miss him.
yeah, his fucking sleep schedule is crazy. I haven't talked to him in a while either. It's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's always sleeping doing something. Aggressive. I want everything to be aggressive with me. Cause I really don't care. Whoop whoop. They're like, yeah, price actions, moving. Scott Besson confirms. Fuck Scott Besson. Fuck all these dudes. Who the fuck? Why are we posting about them? Yo, you should delete anybody who's a fucking Bitcoiner who talks about a fucking politician. Like,
Oh yeah, no, I've already been unfollowing people a lot this past year because it's like they're talking about shit I don't want to. I'm like, yo, why do you fucking care?
yo, if the motherfuckers talking about, oh, Bitcoin's going up because Scott Bessent's here and shit, like, bro. Ooh, this is a good fucking thumbnail. Yo, ChatGPT, you know me too good. This is a good thumbnail. Your exit liquidity, bitch. Damn, I feel so bad for people.
Honestly, man, I want Bitcoin to hit like 50K, and then like all of a sudden, Sailor's got to sell all of his fucking shit.
Me too, bro. Me
Yeah, like,
too.
and then everybody who fucking is still holding on to a MicroStrategy shit, whatever version of his shit they bought, and it's like, yo, they can't get their fucking money.
I think that to go back because I didn't get to finish what I was saying before, but I think that we're still early, and that's what I mean by that. I think that there's gonna be one giant reckoning that's gonna make everything look super unattractive, so bloody out here that it's like I don't want to fuck with Bitcoin no more. That's gonna be your opportunity to snatch that shit up with no
Yep.
worries. You might even see like a fuck it, bro. I don't want to say it, but
Wall Street's gonna take no. Wall Street's gonna take Michael Saylor. They're gonna bend him over, and they're gonna fuck him till he's dead.
yo, I hope so because he's talking reckless right now.
That's what I mean. He went too hard, too fast, and it's like, yo, that's when you crash the fucking car.
Yeah, I don't like Sailor. Like I said, he's using everybody's money. He's getting all the clout. He's doing all of this bullshit. It doesn't affect him. If it goes down, nobody's gonna fucking get anything. You know what I'm saying? Like that Bitcoin is just disappearing because it's holding parent companies that ain't even associated with what he's got going on. You know, these people signed this fucking contract too. So it's like it's over. Like that's it. Yo, if he sells, it would be epic. He shouldn't sell because he doesn't have to. He's just getting free Bitcoin, and he could just run away from everybody if he wants to. They can't sue him and do anything. Bitch, can you make this shit under 2 MB so I could post this shit and get the fuck up out of here? The sun is booming today. I'm like, yo, I'm hungry.
Another beautiful day in Florida.
No, I'm in Puerto Rico.
Oh man, I always forget. This shit.
Wow. We got it. Downloads. Boom. Under 2 MB. Post that. Your exit liquidity. Even the videos that I posted like before this shit happened was still telling people, yo, be careful. It's like, it doesn't even matter, bro. I'm just gonna have to do me. TA from the mud. Is this made for kids? Hell fucking no. I'm cursing like a motherfucking animal in this. I don't want no kid. That's the stupidest thing ever, too. That's another scammy thing. Like, if you're trying to reach kids and you're talking about finance, like, I get it if you got like a kid friendly section, like, where you're just teaching them literally about finance.
Yeah, but they don't teach kids. They fucking take their money.
Yeah, they rope them into the fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I can't respect that, bro.
Oh, it's no different than fucking drug peddling to kids.
Bam, published. Okay, 10. Yo, I'm getting people hating though. They dead ass hating. It's okay. I went from having like 180 views to fucking nothing. I lost all the traffic, but it doesn't matter. You know why? Because I'm gonna shit on that whole entire Bitcoin army. I'm gonna destroy them. Oh, this nigga gave me a thumbs down. That's crazy. I didn't even see that. Who gave me a thumbs down? I don't even care. It's engagement, but that's what's up. I posted we're back. Them niggas is like, yo, fuck you. We don't want you back. I love being an asshole.